Have you ever wondered what it is like to be a baby elephant facing danger for the first time? Let's journey into the heart of the Indian jungle and witness an extraordinary tale of courage, family, and survival. The blazing tropical sun pierced through the thick canopy, spilling golden streams of light onto the ancient jungle. The heavy air shimmered as though the earth itself was breathing. Among the tall bamboo and swaying grasses, colossal silhouettes emerged, a herd of elephants moving steadily along their familiar path toward the watering hole. Leading the way was the seasoned matriarch Lakshmi, with her long, weathered tusks symbols of wisdom and endurance. Around her walked adult females, young bulls, and playful calves. Among them was a small elephant named Kiran, who had only recently learned to stand firmly on his feet. His steps were still clumsy, but his eyes sparkled with curiosity. At his side moved his mother Mira, a young yet experienced female. Every so often, she gently brushed him with her trunk as if to whisper, "I'm here, don't be afraid." But the eagerness of youth was stronger than caution. While the herd dug for tender bamboo shoots, Kiran spotted a butterfly dancing in a sunbeam, trotted after it. At first just a little way, then farther and farther. The forest around him buzzed with life, birds chirping, cocks calling, cicadas buzzing, peacocks fluttering their feathers. Kiran played happily, twisting grass with his trunk, tearing leaves, scattering them, flapping his ears to startle grasshoppers. He was too young to sense the danger watching him. Ack! With the herd, Mira suddenly raised her head. The space beside her was empty. She trumpeted sharply. Lakshmi frowned, moved forward, and extended her trunk, sniffing the air. Tension spread among the elephants. The jungle grew strangely silent, the sounds of life fading away. Kiran stopped. The grass was denser here, the light dimmer. Stinks flickered in his young heart. Something is wrong. From behind the thickets, shadows slunk forward. They were hyenas, 8 adults, eyes glowing yellow, mouths curled in sinister grins. They spread out in jerks, forming a chaotic circle around him, anticipating an easy kill. Fear clenched Kiran's heart, but did not paralyze him. He remembered how grown elephants stood tall, ears spread wide, trumpeting to defend one another. He lifted his head, flapped his ears, and let out a thin, trembling cry. His little trunk shook but swayed defiantly. A hyena crouched low, lunging forward. But Kiran stamped the ground, raising a puff of dust, and trumpeted with all his strength. The predator halted, startled by resistance it had not expected from a calf. Far away, Mira heard that cry. A mother never mistakes her calf's call. Her answering trumpet split the air. She charged forward like a storm, each thunderous step shaking the ground. Behind her, the herd quickened, sensing danger. Within the circle, one hyena managed to claw Kiran's side, leaving a bleeding scratch. The calf squealed, stumbled back, but lifted his trunk and swung it fiercely. The hyena recoiled. His cry rang through the forest. And then came the reply, Mira's furious trumpet. A heartbeat later, she burst into the circle. Without slowing, she lunged at the predators. Terrified, they leaped back, yet hunger kept them circling, snarling and cackling, testing for weaknesses. Kiran pressed against his mother's leg, trembling, but his eyes burned with determination. He had tasted fear and chosen to stand his ground. And then the earth shook again. From beyond the hill, massive shapes appeared one by one. This was the rest of the herd. Mighty bulls, determined mothers, older calves. They spread into a semicircle, forming a living wall around Kiran. Lakshmi stepped forward, her gaze fierce, her movements deliberate and menacing. Several elephants stomped, sending clouds of dust swirling. The hyenas faltered. Hunger gnawed at them, but courage drained away before such a force. They fainted forward, then retreated, their laughter turning nervous. At that moment, a new sound echoed, the rumble of engines. From the trees rolled park rangers' jeeps. The men in worn uniforms halted cautiously, knowing sudden moves could alarm the elephants. Engines were cut, silence settling once more. Among them stepped an experienced veterinarian, Dr. Anil. Confaced, he had dealt with many such crises. The elephants smelled the familiar, non-threatening scent of humans. Lakshmi allowed him to approach. Kiran shrank back, but Mira's presence steadied him. With practiced hands, Dr. Anil cleaned the wound, applied a bandage, and administered an antibiotic. As the jeeps slowly departed, dusk painted the sky crimson. The forest sighed as cicadas resumed their chorus. Lakshmi led her herd onward, majestic against the dying light. Beside Mira, Kiran limped, but his head was held high, his eyes gleaming with newfound strength. That day, the Indian wilderness had told a timeless truth. Even the smallest member of a great lineage can reveal extraordinary courage. The unity of family remains the strongest shield against danger.